Hello friends, welcome to the channel. This is Nick Does Things. I'm Nick. Today the thing that I'm doing is replacing my tired old Harbor Freight tool tote with this nice new Toughbuilt tool tote. And this is also going to sort of double as somewhat of a review of the Toughbuilt, as well as sort of a DIYer's general everyday loadout. And as well as just an introduction of myself to you all, as this is the first video on the channel. So without further ado, let's get right down to it. Now, I picked this thing up today. As many of you know, it's just about to be January. Tomorrow's, let's see, it's December 30th now. And in January, a lot of the Toughbuilt like Stack Tech stuff is coming out. They actually already have it at Lowe's. It's sort of in my Lowe's. It's sort of in the back, kind of piled up, almost like ready to be on the shelves. It doesn't even really have prices listed yet. But what I did was I went there to get the Stack Tech tote, but I looked at it, and while it's fantastic, it looks like it's good quality, it didn't have as many of the features that I wanted. So I got the old Toughbuilt tote that's been in Lowe's for a long time. It does not lock in to the Stack Tech system, which for me isn't an issue because the way that I use this, this is sort of my everyday carry around thing. I think that that Stack Tech tote is sort of designed to sit on top of the system, kind of empty. And then, you're carrying all of your tools in the tote itself, in the various toolboxes. And what you use the tote for is whatever your job you're doing, you kind of load up for that day. But I needed something with a few more pockets, some tighter pockets, because I'm going to keep this thing loaded down all the time. And because there's a strap, I figure, if I don't have it sitting on top of the whole Stack Tech system, this is something I can load this strap over my shoulder and then wheel my dolly versus having this sort of sit on top of the dolly. So that's my thinking as of now. Also, this has the little rail for the clip, which if you use these, it's great. This just helps keep me organized when I'm working on a job. I can clip that there. And just pop it right on my belt, yada, yada, yada. That's why we love these with this little clip system. Anyway, and I know that the Stack Tech system is going to they have these like on the corners of them. So that's not really a deal breaker. If you still want this feature, you can still get it on the others, but it's just not on the tote itself. And I want this to just go with me everywhere. And places where I don't want to wheel the big dolly and all the other toolboxes. So it's crucial for me to have this on the tote itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and crack this open here. So I was also kind of pleased when I talked myself into getting this one over the other one. This one, I think this cost me like $60 and the other one's like $90. So it saved me $30. Just not a big deal when you're buying nice stuff to spend a little bit more on what you need, but this is what I need and it was cheaper, so win-win. Okay, so this one, it's quite the upgrade over this little flimsy guy here. If you haven't seen these, which I'm sure you probably have, these have been out for a long time. If you've been in Lowe's, you've probably seen them. I'm not really the kind of guy who likes the bags and the backpacks. For certain things, yes, camera gear. I do audio work. Sometimes I put those types of tools, tech tools in there. But when I'm working, I just like to have access to everything. I'm a little bit messy, and this actually keeps me more organized. It keeps all my tools in one place a little bit better. And keeps me less frustrated when I can just get to my stuff without having to kind of unzip things and lift up things and remove things. And that works great for a lot of people, and I envy those people, but it's not me. So this is for me. So yeah, let's start going over some of what I carry on a day-to-day basis. Now, a little bit about me. I'm really just a DIYer. I do some renovations. I do help friends with things. I've done handyman work on the side, but I'm not in any of the trades. I used to be in the trades when I was younger, but I'm not anymore. I'm not a professional tradesman. I do a lot of work around the house. I renovate. I've renovated homes. And so I've done about everything, but I'm not a pro in anything. So this is really, I think there's a lot of guys like me out there, and this is kind of what I'm running. And yeah, hopefully you find it as interesting as I do, watching all of you jokers out there talk about your tools, and we're all a little bit crazy about this stuff. But yeah, so, I haven't packed this out before, so I don't really know how I'm going to do this. You're watching this in real time. So let's just see what happens here. So I guess the first line of defense are my pliers, and I keep them out here on the sides. I don't think I'm going to do that on this one, but we'll see. We'll just kind of let it evolve. I'm going to start here. These look like some nice pockets here. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go ahead and just start. I'm sorry I keep bumping this stupid little tripod. I need to upgrade my gear for if I'm going to be doing this YouTube thing. But yeah, these are just the basic Channellock dikes. They've got the close pivot point, so they cut through things really easy. It's the same with their linemans. I find that whenever I went to get these tools, I've had a lot of them over the years. I just wanted something with a heck of a lot of cutting power, and these things for the price, they perform really well. And, it's US made, it's Channellock. We all know and love them. They're very affordable and very quality. The machining is great. They pass the drop open, flop open test. Those not so much. I haven't quite used them because, to be honest, these are my go-to cutters for half the stuff I do. But anyway, yeah, so let's stick these down in here. I don't know if it looks like these pockets are all about the same. So maybe those will go. Those don't quite want to sit there. Okay, so they're not all the same. They're varying levels of sort of fit tightness. Yeah. Something like that. Yes, maybe something like that. I don't know. Maybe like that. I think I like that better. Whatever. This is all going to change. Okay, and then we've got some Wiha long nose pliers. Just a Wiha long nose plier. Nothing special about it. Great brand. These are the Icon slip joint pliers. I haven't had these very long. They're the ones that are the clone of the Snap-ons. I don't know. I go back and forth on the Icon stuff. I do buy Icon tools fairly regularly. Especially when there's a deal. If you're on the inside track, you're pretty regularly getting like 25% off coupons and things like that. So it does make them pretty affordable. I think for the money, especially when you're using a coupon, you're getting a bang for the buck. Something I don't like about these though is that they do they kind of bind and get stuck. And I don't know. I haven't used the Snap-on version of these. I don't know if they do the same thing. If they do, tell me in the comments. That just kind of drives me crazy if you don't get it just right. But anyway, I do like these grips though. They're just a little bit thicker of a dip. You can see how thick that is, compared to like a normal dipped handle. Like on the Wiha here. And so, yeah, I do like those. It's kind of a best of both worlds between a comfort grip and just a dipped grip. Okay, so good. The next, my sort of wire strippers solution here. I'm going to do a video on these. I have these, and then I have the Milwaukee version of them as well. These are the ones I kind of carry around with me all the time. I think these are a better tool, but you know, Knipex, you pay for the better tool. But yeah, and I'll do a video on these, comparing them to the Milwaukee a little later. I kind of plan on doing that. Okay, there's some now. What else do we got? Okay, the ubiquitous Cobras. Yeah, this isn't a video about Cobras. We're gonna stick these in here. I never know whether to stick them kind of like that. I kind of go back and forth between upside down and right side up. And then the, of course, the pliers wrench, rather. You know, it's hard to spend when you're not in the trades. It's hard to spend the kind of money that you spend on Knipex. But if you're like me, you know, okay, so when I'm under a house and I'm working on plumbing fittings, the last thing that I want in that terrible environment, doing work that I hate doing, are tools that don't work with you, are tools that make it just ever so slightly harder. So I will spend an extra $30 for tools that just make it ever so slightly easier, that just have that little bit of fit and finish, that little extra grip, that little extra ease of use. Because my goodness, your peace of mind is worth something, people. Yeah, I know that for me, it's worth it. On your plumbing stuff, when you're using tools like that, you're probably, because these are sort of general tools, you know, when you're using tools like that, you're not doing something specialized with a specialized tool. So you're probably going to be fighting a little, and it's just great to have the right thing, or the higher quality, version of whatever tool you're using. And I have the little ones as well, the 180s. If I had to get one pair, I guess I'd go with the big ones, but you're going to get more pairs of these if you buy them. You're just going to do it. You're going to love this tool so much. If you don't have it, just go buy it. There are other brands. Irwin has them. I think a lot of the house brands have them now. Like, I think you can get them in like Cobalt and Husky. They have these sort of same things. I recommend the Knipex with all of my heart, but get another brand. You'll love these tools. You'll use them all the time if you don't have them, and you will end up getting a couple pair. Let's see. I don't know. Let's put these. These are kind of smaller. Yeah, these might end up going like on one of these outside pockets. Let's just try it for now. Out in that outside pocket right there. See how I like that. Okay. So let's keep on the subject of pliers. I do have a couple of little odds and ends in here. Sometimes you just need a slightly smaller plier to get at something. And so these are not good. These are just these old Diamond. They are US made, but just a vintage tool that you can pick up at any sort of flea market. And then these little nippers, nail pullers, these actually belong to my grandfather, so they're a little bit sentimental. I kind of keep them around. My grandpa was like an EDC guy, like long before the internet. He just loved little pliers, and he would carry around in his pockets, and I ended up with several of his little tools, and I love them, and I use them. So yeah, I think maybe little pliers will go over here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with something like that. I might have to find... Oh, perfect. I've got this over here. Nice. So yeah, we'll tuck those maybe down in there. I've got a couple more that'll go up here too. Let's see what else here. I always carry, I got a few pairs of these vice grips. I've got some old Williams. I've got some of the ones that were like OG US made. I can't remember where they're made. They're like a factory like in New York or something. But that I've kind of restored. But I like the needle nose ones or the long nose ones. I find that if I'm just going to carry one pair, I actually gravitate towards these because they prove to be a little bit more useful to me. I use these a lot. I will use these as like a third hand and like clasp on a fastener if it's somewhere weird and awkward where I can't hold my like two hands. If I was trying to use a couple of wrenches, I'll just clamp that on and then turn this one until this like hits a point to where it won't, where it's kind of held in place by like a, you know, some kind of surface and then crank on it. So I use it a lot. I use it for a clamp. I use it to clamp things down to a surface where you can like hold it in here and then use an actual clamp on this to get it on the table, like a two-way sort of thing. I'll pull this clamp over here and show you what I mean by that. But yeah, so like, or this could be clamped to the material and this would be clamped to the table, sort of holding it down. I know a lot of people do that. It's nothing unique to me. I do use it like that a lot. Let's see if this can come over here. Not great, but not terrible. Keep on moving. Let's see, other pliers stuff. Oh, forgot. I do have these Icon sort of flush cut. I just got these because I was using a little Klein pair, and I started to use them on sort of tougher things other than you're really just supposed to cut like plastics with them. But man, I often like cut like pin nails and things like that with them. I think probably all of us do. So I grabbed these, and these aren't supposed to be used for heavy stuff. We'll see how they hold up to pin nails. I haven't actually used them yet. Still got the cap. That's going to be lost really soon, I'm sure. Try those right there. Got the Engineer sort of like extraction pliers that have the little grip out front where you can extract screws with them. These are, if you don't know, these are the brand of Vam Pliers, that sort of brand that's kind of how they're marketed to, you know, to us in the States. I think it's the same company. The Engineer is the company that make the Vam Plier stuff. And these have the very same like sensibilities. They're all kind of comical. They all have a like sort of a shtick. Like these are called the the Nijasaurus. You know, I don't know a Nijisaurus or Nijasaurus or whatever, some kind of a Japanese thing. But if you look carefully, you can see that this is sort of like there's the mouth and there's an eye and there's a little tooth. It's like a little, you know, like a little dinosaur. There's a slightly more friendly face on this side that doesn't have the tooth. Anyway, they're just goofy. Yeah, they're great. If you need to get a screw out or extract a screw from something, that can be very frustrating. And a lot of times I've tried to use those little like back out screw extractors, and I can get those to work like maybe 1 out of 3 times. And so I always end up just trying to grab a hold of it with something. So I ended up getting a pair of these. I've used them a couple times. They seem to work great. Don't have a lot of wear and tear on them yet. I'm probably going to lose this, even though I bought it. I paid extra $6 for that thing, but you had to have it. Come on, you got to have it. Look at that. It's so cool. Anyway, that's just a cool tool. I just like it. Okay, let's see. What else do I have in here? I think that covers, well, I think that covers most of the plier stuff. I'll probably run into a stray plier the further along I get. Oh, that was another Grandpa Special, little EDC Grandpa Special. Has no reason to be in my tool bag, but I just like to run across it. Makes me think of the old man. So I'm going to set this aside. I might put that like on a ring or something in this new setup. I'm going to just set it down here to the side for now. I might as well throw some screwdrivers in here. I try to keep screwdrivers limited in my carry around. I do have quite a few screwdrivers like we all do. I just kind of collect them over the years. I'm looking for a good ratcheting screwdriver. I have a few. This is the one I'm carrying right now. This is just your Harbor Freight Doyle brand. This is not a very beloved ratcheting screwdriver. It shows up in some of the comparison videos sometimes. I don't mind it. I kind of like it. It's very heavy. It's very robust. It makes me feel like it's a tool. It makes me feel like I can get a hold of things. It has a little bit of tolerance issues, you know. It's a little shaky. The ratcheting is fine. It's nothing to write home about. It's not that bad. I've definitely used worse from better brands. People complain about this thing not being easy to move when you're, you know, when you're like kind of in mid screw, you need to back it out. But I find like any tool, you get used to using it. I have no gripes at that. I can move it pretty easily. I'm sure a better screwdriver is better. But anyway, if you don't know, this is one of those like multi, you know, so you have, well, listen to that though. Listen, do you hear that? Little, it's a pretty tight tolerance on it. So that's saying something. This is, it's not any worse built than any of the store brands. Your Cobalt, like a Husky Craftsman kind of stuff. It just seems good in terms of, you know, for what it is. It seems pretty good for what it is and for what it costs. I mean, come on. This Doyle stuff performs pretty well. I think I'm going to do a video on, I have a few Doyle tools. I think I'll do a video on that a little bit later. But anyway, so yeah, it has your multi-driver. And then each of these sort of works as a nut driver. You know, you have your various sizes. And this one just comes with a couple of a big and a small, like a number 2 Phillips and like a, I don't know what that is, maybe a 1/4 inch. No, doesn't look, yeah, 1/4 inch, maybe a little less. And then your number 1 and, you know, something small. It probably says on there. Yeah, 3/16, if you can read that. But it's really irrelevant. And then the other side, you have some Torx or star bit, and then square, Robertson, whatever you call it. Yeah, so yeah, it's just your standard sort of 11 in 1, 10 in 1, however many in 1, and it's ratcheting, heavy duty. I'm gonna replace it with something fancier. I'm like a lot of you guys probably, and I just get lost in tutorial videos and like comparisons, and then I get analysis paralysis and end up not getting anything but that's fine. I don't need to spend the money. We'll stick that there for now. Otherwise, for smaller stuff, I've got this little Klein that everybody has and loves, and it's really the same. It's that same thing, sort of like the same idea. Like there's your various sizes of nut drivers and your various small, like this is Torx. You can see that some of them are security Torx. It's got the little hole. Actually, yeah, they're all security Torx. So that's a nice little touch by Klein. And then, yeah, the other side just has a small Phillips and a small standard. 2 different sizes there. But this isn't a tool review. Just kind of showing you what I'm carrying. So that's what I got for my little stuff. And it has the nice kind of spinny cap. So like you want on these. You could probably get a hold of those. Those grippies are really for your finger, but you might be able to, you might be able to get a wrench on these if you needed just a little bit of that extra control. You're just not going to torque this thing down with a big wrench or something, but if you needed the extra control, it's nice to have the extra power. Okay, I think I'm going to swap these. So I got my screwdrivers kind of in one place. And then I'm carrying this little guy, sort of like ratcheting, kind of a stubby, semi-stubby. It's pretty small, but it's got a good enough handle. You can kind of get a hold of it. It's not great. It's just, what even brand is this? Vulcan brand. I think I got it at like Ace. It's like Ace, just a random brand from Ace Hardware. It's got the pill bottle style holder for these. I'm not suggesting that anybody go out and buy something we all have these. We all have these kind of crappy little tools. And it's fine. It does the job. It'd be nice to upgrade it someday. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But it's going to be too short to drop down in one of those. So I'm going to have to stick this somewhere else. This bag, I'm noticing, doesn't have a ton of short pockets. I'm going to have to figure out a different solution for that. But for now, we'll stick it there. Okay, what else do we got here? I'm sorry, I keep donking that camera. Let's see. I guess while we're on screwdrivers, I'll grab this. This is just a beater. This is, again, a Doyle brand. I actually went to Harbor Freight the other day. I was in the middle of a job. I needed one of these. I didn't have it. There's a Harbor Freight a mile from my house. I went and picked up this, and it came in a 2-pack with a Phillips for like $8. And this will last me the rest of my life. It's just a metal, it's just a piece of metal with a handle on it. It's solid. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no reason to buy a designer beater chisel or chisel driver or whatever. You know, this is this is basically just a glorified chisel, a rude version of that. Yeah, so there's really no reason to buy something fancy, unless you just want to. Nothing wrong with that either. So yeah, okay, maybe that's gonna go there. Although I kind of like it there a little better. What do you think? I think I like that better. Okay, speaking of chisels, I just carry this crappy little beater 1/2-inch chisel around with me. I sharpen it once every 3 months or 4, you know. And just tuck it down in there. If I need to chisel something, I'll grab a set of proper chisels. But this is just, again, this is sort of a go bag every day sort of type of a thing. All right, what else? I need to make one of these pockets sort of my admin pockets. I kind of want to do it over here. So I think, because I got these pens and pencils, I've got this Ox. I'm sure you've seen these guys. It's just a sort of just a construction pencil. This is something I use for rough carpentry. And it's got this side clip. So I like that because I like to use it like that because now it saves pockets. It's, you know, for other things. Just nothing special here. Sharpie, a pen, a couple pins. These are always changing. This is just a little magnet. I'll stick that down in one of these. Obviously, you got to carry something like that. Paint can opener. And while I'm at it, maybe. Nah, I don't know. We'll see. Little cheapo flashlight. I got it because it's a pencil shape. It'll tuck down in these pockets pretty easy. Yeah, maybe I should. What's down in there? Oh, I see. I've got it turned around. So that just needs to, it just needs to do that. Okay. Moving on. Now in this bag, I've sort of modified it. I sort of put this little piece of MOLLE with Velcro on the Velcro side. I'm probably going to carry this over somewhere in here. It's good for just kind of a lot of random things. I got this scratch awl that I use quite a bit. I don't know if that's actually going to go in this bag. I ended up just using this sort of as a not a nail set, but like a punch to mark my drill bits. And I just find that I end up just turning this into it, quickly dulling it, and it's no longer really a scratch awl. It just becomes like almost like a little pointy, like a chisel, like pick type thing. And it's probably not the best usage of it. So I don't know. We'll put it in here for now. Maybe it goes over here. Okay, let's see. These are just sort of, these need to be cleaned up. Just scrapers, nothing special about these. I keep a soft one. This is my normal putty knife. Of course, it's got something on it. I think that's tar from my sister's roof. Working on there. This is a softer one. I actually use this for puttying, and this is like a really rigid one that I use for scraping and stuff. So we'll put these, I kind of keep those in the same pocket. Let's see. This is one of my favorite tools. This is just like a little purdy. It's one of these guys that you really got to carry one of these tools. There's kind of this multi-tool that has like a scraper and all these various things on it. I love this one because it folds away. Anytime I'm working, like I said, I do renovations, and you're usually working on a lot of like existing, maybe prior renovations, or so you're always having to scrape a bunch of gunk or paint or rotted wood or whatever you're working on. You get all these little buildups of caulk and things like these are just really handy tools for that type of stuff. And this one folds away. It's got this little striking cap on the end. It's worth the money. I love these. I actually have 2 of them because I never want to be without them. I keep one in here, and then I have one in all my painting stuff. So maybe I put that, maybe that goes there with that because, I don't know, painting stuff. Okay. Level or a square. There's nothing special about that. Level. Got this hyper tough level. The reason I went with this, I've got a lot of these like torpedo level style. I always end up with them. I lose them and then buy new ones and find the old ones. And I've never really had a really nice one. And this isn't necessarily a really nice one. I mean, it's probably fine. But what I like about it is it has a square end. A lot of these don't have square ends. And I like it because I can get a level. And if I'm making a line, I can, at one time. Sorry, I wasn't even showing you. At one time, I can sort of get, I have something to reference on this side, for fairly rough stuff, but I'm not trying to be that accurate, if I'm doing something like that, but just makes it convenient. And that slips down in there. Okay. I don't love it, but we'll keep moving. Let's see. I carry around this guy because it's small. I have obviously an 18-volt system as well, but this is the one that pops off, and you have all the different connectors that go in different angles. It has a connector that's for like a driver that has the little. Let me see. Let me just get it out. Yes. So you have all these different heads that go on it. And so like a 90 degree, this one's just kind of an awkward angle one, or this is like if you're using it just for driving, and you can, but I just want to keep one in here. And so just one screw gun. I don't want to drill and driver in here. So I chose the drill because it's more useful than a driver alone, I think. I'd rather use a driver to drive things, but if I'm just going to have one, I want the drill. And so I've got this little Bosch, and I keep this chuck in it in case I need to actually use it as a drill. And so put that right there, fits down in there well. Something I'm not seeing in this bag is a place for all my little bits, or this tote. So that might be something that I either add, or I will just carry them in a different, container. Let's see. Now, got these, the little Makita impact driver, hex driver things here. And you can use them with your impact, or, I keep this little, just a little Craftsman. It's small, it's robust, 1/4-inch driver. It speaks for itself. So these kind of go together. I don't know. Let's see. I need to rethink this maybe. Probably going to want to reorganize this. I don't want to take over this bar because I want it there, but I'll put those there for now. Just a old snap-on Allen key set, just a pawn shop type of a find. I like these. I like these better than the big plastic ones that are out, with the big, they're small. This is just the same amount that's on those big chunky ones, but it's small. I don't know what ever got people into the idea that we need to make those tools bigger. I don't know. For me, I don't like it. This might, I guess I'll keep it over here. Yeah, because it lands under that bar. That's good. Let's see. We're starting to... All right. I don't know why. I don't know why. I should get rid of one of these. These are redundant. I've got to use these, though. This is just small. It's just nice. So maybe that goes in. Maybe I should put that in my car or something. Really, I don't need both of these. Although, wait. Yes, I do. I knew I had a reason. These are SAE, these are metric. Bam. Got it. Now I can keep them both. Yay. Okay, so there's all my Allen system. All right. I got a little Teflon tape. There is actually a tape loop on this bag, which I was happy to see. So I'll throw that on there. I've got some other tapes. They're not on me right now, but I'll usually keep a couple of things, at least some wire tape, a little duct tape. All right, my gloves. Don't really have a good solution for these. I use these Max Hide gloves. Just get them at Lowe's. This brand has a bunch of other gloves for other applications, but I buy these. I'll buy 2 or 3 pairs at a time. I go through them. They fit my hand well. I kind of forget that they're on, and so there's these little side pockets here that are kind of loose. I'm just going to tuck it down in there. It's probably better to clip it. I've seen some guys clip those like on the side. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, let's see. I've got this little Klein ratchet guy. These are great. I like them. I like them because they come with these tiny little short bits. So kind of difficult to get out of there, but it really makes them pretty low profile, although that sticks up quite a bit. But that's so you can grab, I don't know if you can see this. I'm sorry, I had that off the screen. That's so you can grab a nut. And you can have your thread go all the way through. Yeah, so, but I just like them because these sort of little stubby bits. I have the Wiha one. I have that in my car. And I have the little icon one with all the little attachments. I don't know if you've seen that one. Maybe I'll do another video about that. So I carry that in my backpack. It's like my EDC thing. Anyway, so I'm going to put these bits aside because I need to come up with something to do with all my bits. But where does this go? I think this needs to go on a clip with this somewhere. So I'm going to put this aside as well. Just a set of Torx keys. Probably don't need this in here. Maybe I'll ditch it. These should go with this. I don't know what I'm thinking. Another just collection of bits. Standard Phillips and Phillips 1, 2, blah, 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 blah. These are just whatever. I buy these when I see them. They come in other kits, and I'll make sure I kind of keep them complete and stick them together. Somewhere in here, I have things that aren't on this. A few of the hex sizes that are not in my Snap-on. So these are a few SAE that aren't in my Snap-on, and then all the sizes of squares and various other torque things that I might run into. This is a rail that I don't get out very often. It's just a big rail that I've kind of packed with various different things that I don't really use a lot. And that can probably go beautifully right there. This is just a driver. The reason I like these, I probably don't need to carry it in my bag, but I like them because you can do this right here and get an extension. And then this is also a good way of getting extra torque on something. So yeah, it's a nice little combo. This is just a cheap one. I don't even know where I got this. Just made in Taiwan. Yeah, it's just nothing special, but I'll put it up here with the driver stuff here. It belongs here, but it doesn't fit that very well. I guess I can tuck it in. Yeah, I'll tuck it in up here. Right there. It kind of buries it. That's not a good place for it. I guess maybe it goes there. I don't like it. Maybe I'll fix it later. Okay. Well, this is I was looking for this. This actually belongs in my electrical tool bag. Just the Bosch Blaze. This is the one that does like 165 feet. These work great. I like them, but that does not go in this bag. It goes in my electrical. because in this bag I carry this, the Klein like voltage sort of sniffer, I've heard it called. Yeah, and this also does the distance measuring. It has a pretty decent distance measuring on it, so I don't need the Bosch. So this kind of a one-stop tool for two different applications in this bag. It works great as both of them. This is the kind of the pricey one. I went ahead and spent money on it. They have a lot of different versions of these. You need to just kind of look at them and see what you need. But I like the fact that I could get the distance measurer in this more than say like the flashlight or various different other combos they have. You know, they don't have one. I haven't seen one that has like the master that's like all of the things. That you usually just get a couple of features on each of them, and you kind of pick the two or three features that you want the most. And so we'll stick this. It should go near this level, shouldn't it? Running out of pockets. I think I wanna. I'll just keep it there for now. This is all going to move around, I'm sure. Let's see. Where did that go? No, that's not pretty. Probably. Yeah, no. That's not bad. I don't know. Saw. Just so I have something to cut wood with, and I typically keep. There's another just a spare blade. I typically keep a metal blade in here as well. I don't see it, so yeah. This is just an old Linux. This is like the old like patent pending version of this. It's all aluminum. You know, it's got a couple of different stops on the way. You got these 3 different detents. I don't know what that angle's for. I guess, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's great. It's fine. It's just one of these. Everyone has them. I have another one. I have a DeWalt one that allows you to put in any kind of blade. One of these, and it'll also accept a standard like hacksaw blade, and the hacksaw blades can sort of feed down into it. I keep that in my car bag. It's like my to-go saw, my go saw or whatever. But yeah, yeah. So I just found this at like a pawn shop or something for a couple bucks, and it's a good tool. So yeah, maybe that's where that's gonna go for now. All right, moving along. I don't know where I get that blade. Yeah. So I'm gonna probably need to get a container or two for this. That's probably gonna need to be something I do. Okay. Stud finder. And you know what? Bam. That is on there. Sheesh, that is not coming off. Perfect place for that. All right, here's a little box that I just keep. I always just chuck a handful of screws in there, and typically I try to remember to stick the right Torx bit, like with the screws, just in there. This is just a convenience thing. If I need a screw somewhere. And it'd probably be good to stick this up here somewhere. I forget I have these. I need to make better use of those. I'm starting to run out of options here. I'm going to probably have to rethink. You know, maybe those go up here. I don't know what problem that solved. That didn't solve any problem. Yeah, so I've got one more. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this just goes down in that big sloppy bag for now. yeah, we'll do that for now. I just keep a couple of different clamps on me. One of these and one of these. And I've just always just kind of had them hanging off of here. Oh, I keep just kind of a strong magnet in case I need it. Sometimes I'll use this to magnetize a screwdriver. Like you can kind of put it on there and then it'll hold a screw because it's strong enough. It kind of, the magnet, it kind of magnetizes and it's pretty strong. It catches all over everything. So I guess I'm going to put that on this nice metal bar too. Gosh, it's never coming off. And that'd be a good place for this as well. Get this up here, probably. Maybe that's a good place, maybe not. Maybe it should go just on the side of one of these. I don't know yet. Don't know. And where's this go? I guess I could put it on here. But then it's gonna be it's kind of a pain to get on and off like that. I might need to rethink this. Yeah, I need to rethink it. That just sort of happened on this bag. It just never was a great solution. I could. Yeah, I don't know. So this is gonna go likewise, just down in the big random pocket. Just a extra chunk of razor blades. Let's see. We should probably go. I guess they can go down where in that pocket with the bits. Those bits and stuff. I just have these pill bottles from my ADD meds. That I carry spare bits and, bit holders. And this is like a punch, that you, yeah. I find these bit holders these pill bottles work pretty good for this. They're not the best solution, but they lock closed and you can kind of just toss them in there. And this one I keep, I've got this little chuck for in case because I thought about running this on my drill instead of that normal drill chuck. And I thought this would let me get, drill bits, normal drill bits in this setup. But this is just not. I bought this off of one of those Chinese Wish or Temu, sites, and it's not a great thing. I should probably get rid of it, but it's not hurting anybody where it's at, so I'll leave it in there for now. And I got a countersink, and then a couple of taps. Yeah. So I'll just toss those in there for now. This is just a scraper. I use it primarily for getting paint off of glass. That's basically it. But you can actually, this is just a little cheap. I don't know where I got it, but I like these. You can store extra blades in the handle. Yeah, it's nothing special. This is just going to go in that side pocket. I'm starting to get to the bottom here. All right. These are just assortment of good drills, drill bits, sort of every material. I like this case. It's a nice, just flat. It would be perfect for one of those pockets. I'm running out of pockets. Okay. These. Yeah, come on. That's where that needs to go. I might have to get rid of those. They're kind of cramping my style. Those should probably go there. That's kind of nice. Kind of feels right. But then where does this go? Oh, ladies and gentlemen. That felt good. That's the right pocket for this little saw. Oh, we're getting close. All right, down in here, I've got one of these Klein, little flip socket things. And I've got mine sort of done to where they nest on the shorter one. And you kind of got to do it just right. But if you do it just right, you can get them to where they nest on this. And so it's like really just a convenient carrying. Those long ones, I use these more. I don't know. I find it's a little bit easier to use them on a shorter thing. I don't need the long one. I guess maybe I find that it takes up space, but it doesn't take up any more space. I don't know what I'm talking about. For some reason, I put them on this little short bar. I like it more. And now that's where they are. And honestly, okay, just thought of that. That works. Yeah, this is the type of random stuff that ends up in the bag, isn't it? It's just... Okay, so on this side over here, I've got just some long bits for when you need them. A Phillips, a square, and this is like a two different standards. So yeah, these will go good up here, like a glove. All right, what else do I got? One of these pencil sharpeners. This thing is just an awkward size, though. I guess this is going to go in what is quickly becoming an everything pocket. I need to rethink that before it actually does become an everything pocket, because there is nothing more useless than an everything pocket. Yeah, and so here's the long one. But I just keep this with just the kind of the standard 1/4 inch and 5/16 on it. That just lives there. And this sort of doubles as a extension, so I'll put it with these guys. Okay. Little pry tool. I kind of bought it as a joke. It was like $1. I use this thing. You can tell it's got some usage on it. I use it quite a bit. So joke's on me, I guess. That's not a terrible place for that. All right. I think that is me pretty well moved over. Now, I do have some tools that I'm missing here that I need to move into this. So if you follow this channel for long, you'll see this evolve like all of our stuff does. I still need to get these in here. What I think I'm going to do with these, there is this handy feature over here, this little clip. Well, for one thing, that's already good there. But yeah, I don't know. It might be a little low. Maybe I'll put these like on another loop and hang it off of here or something. I need to, something like that. But something that I can get them off of. I might get one of those little. A lot of people like to dangle their bits. I've noticed that. That might be something I try. I'm probably gonna install this somewhere too. Maybe like right there. Just to get a little extra storage space for, honestly, little things like those could go there. That could go there pretty easily. Stuff like that. So those guys are, I don't know. I'll probably install that at some point and find a better solution for my main bits. Because because I kind of want to tuck these down into a pocket. But I don't really have any left. I do have a couple of pockets left for some longer tools. I just ordered another screwdriver that's insulated, and so that'll need to find a home, so it'll probably go over here or something. But anyway, so yeah, that's me. That's me moving my pack out, kind of, or load out, whatever they call it, over. It's kind of my tools I carry on a regular basis. I have plenty more tools, you know, they just kind of come out when as the job needs. Conspicuously absent from this toolbox is a hammer. I carry hammers. They're, you know, there's just not one specific that I carry. I'll probably put a small hammer down in here so it'll just kind of stay in there. You know, what do you think? There's some things that I can think of that I can already spot as missing, or I don't know where my nail sets are. So there's a few other little things, some nail sets. I have a larger pry bar that goes in there. They're missing, but they didn't fit very well in this little thing. Can you believe this? I can't believe I've been using this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Yeah, so that's the Hyper Tough, or not the Hyper Tough, that's Walmart. The Toughbuilt tote. It's pretty much took care of my needs. There's still some room to put some organizers in here. I got a few pockets left. I can probably swap out some things, get rid of some tools, replace them with something a little bit more useful. I don't really want to overload it, because you can just stuff tools in here until Kingdom Come, but you know, I've still got a whole nother, this I haven't put anything here. These will probably go in like an organizer or something. And maybe some of this stuff over here. I do want to get this back on this, and I didn't want to go too crazy over here because I wanted this to, yeah, I'm going to rethink that. So these are probably have to move. I mean, yeah, no. Those are going in there. Well, for now, solve that problem. But yeah, I do want that feature because I do want to be able just to clip this on here when I'm working. I'm going to lunch or something, and this will usually have just whatever tools I'm actually using at that moment. But all right, so if you like this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. If you really liked it, if you're one of those crazy people like me who like to sit around and watch guys talk about their tools for an hour, maybe you want to subscribe. This video is going to be some tool reviews. It's going to be some comparisons. Maybe I'll find a rhythm. I don't really know yet. That's why it's just Nick Does Things. It's just going to be the things that I do, but there's also going to be not necessarily tutorial videos, because like I said, I'm not a tradesman. I'm not a professional. I'm learning. Everything I do, I learned something. And you know, this channel is sort of my way of engaging with the larger community that's so great on YouTube of amateurs and professionals alike. And hopefully, you know, I'm going to have a point of view or some experience with something that you might get something out of. But maybe there's some experts out there who like to have pity on guys like me, the lowly DIYer. And maybe you give me a tip or two. So please hit that comment section. Be nice, guys. You can be mean to me, but be nice to each other. You know, we don't want, you know how those comment sections can be. I'm very opinionated, and I know a lot of you are, and that's fine. You can be opinionated and still be civil and polite. So, the format, I'm going to work on it, fellas and ladies, or lady, whoever you are. I know it's mostly probably going to be guys watching this kind of stuff, but whoever it may be, the format I'm going to work on. And I'm going to get it shorter. This was just kind of random. And yeah, I'm going to work on my lighting and my audio, and we'll get it up and running. And so if you are interested in tagging along, if this is the type of channel you like, yeah, please subscribe. It'll help me out a lot and give me sort of the inspiration to make those positive changes. And with that, grace and peace to all of you, and thank you for watching.